Hollywood seems to be full of spoiled brats. It's been a thing that has been around a lot longer than I have, and something that won't seem to ever let up. I mean, of course, when you mix an insane amount of money and privilege with family and industry influence, you're bound to get a product worth disliking. Therefore, today's Where Are They Now countdown is kicking off our top 10 list of the most hated spoiled brats in Hollywood. Do you believe these stars should be hated and considered brats for the way they act, or simply treated like every other human being? Share your responses below and let's jump right in. In our 10th spot, the Jenner sisters. It's argued this pair of quote, talentless mean girls got their mega successes literally handed to them, like Forbes' former published article on Kylie being the youngest self-made billionaire, and Kendall being featured in the most exclusive fashion shows and magazine spreads from the start of her modeling career. Kendall and Kylie have been branded as spoiled brats from the moment Hollywood caught wind of them, but to be fair, in their younger days, they weren't exactly doing much to prove people wrong. They'd whine over materialistic things and cry and complain when things didn't go their way, as if that was ever even remotely possible. However, it's not just them being kids that plays into their spoiled behavior, because the rest of the Kardashians are also associated with this bratty theory, and they're all grown adults. It's actually due to smaller things, like how Kylie will constantly throw her money around like it means nothing, to sometimes buy Stormi unnecessarily pricey items, like Stormi's matching Fendi diaper bag and stroller, or the then baby's literal $3,000 toy car. Or when Kendall continuously claims her mother had nothing or barely anything to do with her success as a runway girl, when in actuality her mother is the whole reason she's the massive modeling reality star she is today. And let's not forget how much Hollywood simply just can't stand the Jenner duo's reportedly mean girl attitude, seemingly but constantly kicking celebrities higher than them down to feel better about themselves. Now put this all together and what do you get? Two of Hollywood's most hated women. Before we jump into number 9, don't forget to subscribe to our channel now to become a part of the Where Are They Now family. In our 9th spot, Hailey Bieber. This ex-modeling businesswoman faced massive hate throughout her life, even before her dramatic timeline with Selena Gomez, because she hails from one of Hollywood's biggest family names, the Baldwins. Despite choosing her last name through marriage in more recent years, her DNA ties to her father, Stephen Baldwin, and her uncle, Alec Baldwin, have landed her an extremely privileged, wealthy life filled with endless top-notch opportunities. This isn't limited to her time as a Victoria's Secret angel, nor her walks in Fashion Week shows either. But it's not just Hailey's family who played such a huge part in her nepotism upbringing. Her marriage to Justin also had a large hand in her worthiness in Hollywood, since her husband grew from the height of his career to untouchable success as a high-end, top-notch singer, songwriter, performer, and more. In fact, tying the knot with Justin was supposedly Hailey's ticket to boosting Hollywood's success, as she had all eyes on her for catching the hand of one of the industry's most prominent young stars of all time. Because of this and so much more, according to reports, people quite literally cannot stand Hailey, and a lot of social media users are calling for her to get cancelled for the 100th time this decade. In our 8th spot, Leah Michelle. Leah is someone who seems to have a bucket list full of reasons why you should hate her. Not that hating someone is ever actually okay, but Leah seems to take the cake for spoiled bratty celebrities that Hollywood just cannot stand. From her messy time on Glee, where she reportedly bullied her co-stars severely, and a reported past of outright racism being dragged directly into the spotlight, it seems Leah has racked up a rather incriminating career in the industry. Looking a bit into her time as a Glee star, Leah allegedly used to refer to her colored co-stars with slurs and offensive terms, and also pulled messed up stunts on them like sabotaging their personal belongings, including wigs. Not to mention, Leah has been called narcissistic on several occasions. When she originally spoke up in support of George Floyd, she was met with criticism from a few of her co-stars. One person in particular was Samantha Ware, who claimed Leah made her life living hell and was so horrible that she nearly quit her career. Heather Morris, who portrayed Britney on the show, also once admitted Leah was super unpleasant to work with, and the late Naya Rivera further indicated on several occasions that she and Leah had unwavering tension for reasons she simply could not comprehend. In our 7th spot, Willow Smith. Apparently, both of the Smith siblings are reportedly entitled spoiled brats, but one Smith in particular has been dragged a lot more than the other half of their duo, and that would be Willow herself. Supposedly, Willow doesn't deserve her lifestyle, mainly because she's the daughter of Will and the younger sister of Jaden, who are obviously massive stars in their own respect. Reports state how Willow is clueless when it comes to the real world, but regardless, she continues to blow up into her own huge star status, currently estimated at a worth of $6 million on her own. However, some netizens swear this isn't impressive, given she could be a quote inanimate object in another life and still be considered massively worthy because of her family. Of course, this is very much a reach, but you get the point, right? Apparently Willow doesn't know this much herself though, which in turn makes her a brat assumedly. In our 6th spot, Kaia Gerber. There seems to be massive collective hatred for celebrities who try their hardest to pretend they're just like one of us normal beings, when in reality they comfortably sit on a fortune and go through struggles most of us wouldn't even bat an eyelash at. This is not to say they don't have personal problems of their own, nor an attempt to downplay their lives, but celebrity problems typically are deemed massively tone deaf when compared to some of the things non-famous people go through. So when Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kaia, grew up in an industry trying to play up her just like you and me spiel while stunningly looking like her supermodel mother and coming from a lavish life of nepotism, people just aren't here for it. At one point Kaia stated, people would be like, how is it that Cindy Crawford is your mom? And I'm like, no, that's not Cindy Crawford, she's my mom. And I think people would be surprised to see she's the least diva, most easygoing person I know. And while there's not much to seemingly hate about this, internet users have expressed their irritation over Kaia's rich Hollywood lifestyle being attempted to translate into non-bratty diva behavior when it's supposedly the exact opposite. According to reports, Kaia's "I'm really not a privileged brat" act isn't really fooling anyone. In our 5th spot, Lily Rose Depp. Again, as per reports, Lily Rose was handed everything in life. With parents as famous as they are though, it may have been hard not to be given the finest and shiniest in life. But to make matters possibly worse, Vanity Fair once released an article about Lily Rose which included the message, "Lily Rose isn't your average 16-year-old. With a Chanel contract, a film selected for this year's Cannes Film Festival, and 1.4 million and growing Instagram followers, the daughter of Johnny Depp and French star Vanessa Paradis has just added a Vanity Fair cover to her burgeoning resume." It seems people were quite pressed that Lily Rose was supposedly given her opportunities rather than worked for them as deserved, and the richest even sarcastically claimed there was nothing impressive or special about this because of her upbringing. Naturally, Lily Rose's parents made sure to eventually clarify the events of the article, but one in particular, the richest again, even further stated, she might not be an average 16-year-old, but she's an average brat. Big yikes. In our 4th spot, Lourdes Leon. If you ask just about anyone about Lourdes, chances are they'll tell you she's the quote daughter of a has-been. Harsh, yes, but some people truly believe Madonna is washed up, and we apparently can't stop hearing about Lourdes because of that. Of course, Madonna isn't nearly as talked about in the industry as she was in her prime, but reports even go as far as to state that because of her family name, people quote act like Lourdes is important. Apparently, this is the sole reason why Lourdes is supposedly turned into a major brat. And the reason behind it all? Well, the Daily Mail UK once dropped an article about Lourdes centered around her in 10 separate photos of her time at Miami Beach in a hot pink bikini. In a tagline of said article, it mentioned, Madonna's daughter looked incredible when she hit a beach in Miami wearing a skimpy bikini on Sunday. However, the richest claims Lourdes looked like an average girl in a regular bikini, even calling Lourdes a brat in their article. Can't really say I agree here though. In our 3rd spot, Ireland Baldwin. According to, yes, you guessed it, the richest, Ireland has taken the one-time incident of her father, Alex, former voicemail calling her a rude, thoughtless pig, and ran with that story throughout her career to allegedly play the victimized poor little rich girl card. As a daughter of her mother, Kim Basinger too, Ireland has known fame quite literally since she was born. The incident between the model and her dad happened when Ireland was 11, and she's supposedly been milking the events throughout her life of partying, hanging out in Hollywood, and occasionally admitting herself into rehab facilities. She genuinely could have experienced pain from this, of course, but the initial article insisted Ireland is just a stunning rich girl with 2 mega famous parents, so she shouldn't continuously drag her past into her current life to reputedly gain brownie points. In our 2nd spot, Sailor Brinkley. Sailor seemingly doesn't like being compared to her supermodel mother, Christy Brinkley, which apparently makes her a massive brat. She once called out this exact thing on Instagram, stating, "Believe it or not, I am my own person with my own beliefs, thoughts, and faiths. Yes, I am so fortunate that my mother is my mother, and she will always be an inspiration to me, but being constantly compared to her 50 plus years of success at only 18 years old, and being told I could never amount to what she was and what she looks like doesn't feel great." As valid as this point was, people weren't very happy with Sailor and said she was taking her argument way too literally. Even more, claims of barely knowing who Sailor is without her mother were obviously used as an argument against her. Yup, crazy, I know. In our first spot, Patrick Schwarzenegger. Patrick has been branded one of the industry's biggest brats known to mankind, but why exactly is that? Apparently, the prestige of his family has shaped him into a rather entitled being, with his father being the famous Arnold Schwarzenegger and his mother being Maria Shriver. Not to mention, he's also additionally a member of the Kennedy family on his mom's side, and according to the richest, Patrick's reputation surely does precede him. As per reports, Patrick once threw a major public tantrum and threatened to hurt a DJ. And of course, when he was 15, his parents helped him launch his own menswear business. His industry titles are obviously businessman and model, but a lot of articles just assume he's a whiny Hollywood star. That's been today's WATN. I've been your host, Michaela, and thanks for watching, friends!